Hello and welcome to Star Wars Real Talk. In this video we're going to discuss what I would like to see in Battlefront 3 as well as some of my predictions for what we could see in the game. This isn't going to be a video complaining about what we missed in Battlefront 2. It's me looking forward and just having some fun imagining what the future could hold for the Battlefront series. And before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that we do have a Discord now, and you can join that 100% for free. We're looking to grow this community together. The link will be in the description. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Star Wars Real Talk, and that's everything. Let's get into the video. So if you can remember, the main selling point for Battlefront 2 was that it had a multi-era component to it. You could play in all three trilogies with heroes, villains, and soldiers from their respective timelines. Battlefront 3 will not be able to use the same strategy, so I think what they should do is advertise it as a giant crossover game, a true multimedia Star Wars experience. Instead of the prequel and sequel edition, you'd have the Mandalorian and Fallen Order editions. And of course, all of these new editions would be on top of the original three trilogies. But this would just be at its base, at its launch. You know, how they would promote it and show it off would be all of these new editions that we already have come to know and love, like Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Fallen Order, etc. But as you know, there are a whole lot of new shows coming. Each new show has the potential for DLC with new maps to explore and characters to play as. Considering how much I love Battlefront 2, I really don't care how poorly it launched with its microtransactions and all the controversy. And while I was happy that Battlefront 2 provided that free DLC to make up for its poor launch, it also acted as a double-edged sword because they stopped providing services for the game because they weren't making money from the game. This is not something that I want for Battlefront 3. I'm happy to pay for DLCs, expansions, subscriptions, all of that as long as they continue to service the game so that we can keep playing it, we can keep getting updates, we can keep the game alive. That being said, I hope Battlefront 3 has a membership fee that you can just pay one time and it just covers all the DLC, covers all the updates, everything, you don't have to worry about it, or maybe like a monthly payment option for those who can't afford the annual fee. Just remember, the more money that they make, the more that they'll be willing to put into the game. But at the same time, I really don't want them to hold back a bunch of content at launch because they want you to sign up for this membership and pay for this update and that DLC, and it's obvious that they're holding back on us and they're slowly planning to release stuff. I think that's garbage. I think that they should just release everything that they have all at once and then just drop a new DLC when a new show, movie, or game launches. The highlight of Battlefront 2 for me was always Heroes vs. Villains, so I want to start with that and then we can move to Foot Soldier game modes at the end. Heroes vs. Villains, or for simplicity in this video, HVV, is a more difficult or complex area of the game and it requires a lot more imagination and creative thinking, so most of this video will be focused on aspects of HVV. In fact, I'd be happy if they scrapped the all-out war stuff entirely and just built an entire game around HVV, so I'm a little bit biased. But anyway, let's get into it. For starters, and this is probably too obvious to state, but new heroes and new villains would be appreciated in Battlefront 3, obviously. We have a ton of new characters to explore that have been released since The Rise of Skywalker. Up till now, it's been, what characters did Battlefront 2 miss? But now there are too many heroes to even count to make a comprehensive list for Battlefront 3. To list a few, some obvious options are Cal Kestis, Din Djarin, the Bad Batch, along with some missed heroes from Battlefront 2, like Ahsoka, Mace Windu, or Qui-Gon Jinn. Not to mention the heroes that were left behind in Battlefront 1. I'd love to see those guys make a comeback. In my opinion, you can't have too many heroes or villains for Battlefront 3, and I think game modes like Heroes vs. Villains can only be enhanced by more character options. I've been playing HVV since launch, so I've become pretty skilled at every hero and villain in the game. And that's not me flexing, that's me getting bored of my mains and trying to improve at characters I don't even like. More characters mean more opportunities for the player to really feel like they bring individual skills to the table, as opposed to everyone knowing who the best characters are in the game and picking them. For Battlefront 3, I'm fine if they relaunch the 4v4 team deathmatch. It's as close to a perfect game mode as you can get, in my opinion. That being said, I hope they include it again and maybe add some new hero game modes like 1v1, 10v10, or hell, even 20v20, with a larger map to play on. I also hope they revive the old HVV game mode from Battlefront 1 because it was a lot of fun taking turns to be heroes because when you had to wait for it, it made it more exciting. And you had the added thrill of wiping out foot soldiers in the crossfire while you duked it out with other heroes and villains. Something else I really hope they double down on when making this game is skins and customization. People really love feeling unique, and they really like expressing themselves in the game with who they choose and how they look. I think Battlefront 2 struggled with this idea. Some areas of the game had a ton of options, like the clone troopers for example, but playing for the Rebellion or the Resistance had less than half the options. Someone like Anakin, Rey, or Luke had only 3 to 4 skins to choose from, but someone like Lando or Leia had closer to 5 to 6 skins. Not to mention the characters that had potential for multiple skins but were horribly neglected, like Darth Vader, Boba, Boss, Darth Maul, or Yoda, for example. Before you say they don't have many appearances in the movies, really think about it. Think about all the different scenes in every movie they're in. Think of all their appearances in different Star Wars media. Clone Wars, Rebels, comics, anything. And if you really struggle to think of something, you can literally just add a battle damage version to any hero in the game on any version of their skins. Lastly, and this is just an idea that you'll probably either love or hate, if there's a hero or villain that really doesn't have much to work with, they could always add different color schemes to their base skin. Like have different colors for Darth Vader, for example. Have a blue Vader, a red Vader, a green Vader. It sounds goofy at first, but how much more personal would your gaming experience feel if you really got to personalize your hero to that extent? I'll admit, customizing hero skins sounds dumb, but think about how long Battlefront 2 has been around. I would be open to pretty much anything at this point. Throw some decals on Boba Fett's armor, throw a clan tag on Anakin's robes. To be honest, I don't really care that much about preserving their precious image in a multiplayer game where heroes and villains fight each other from multiple different eras in situations that are literally impossible, battle scenarios that would never happen. Yet no one questions when Han Solo is fighting Captain Phasma on Naboo, so who really cares if their outfit isn't canon? A really cool feature I think that they should add to Battlefront 3 would be a dual skill system for each hero. For example, you could decide whether you wanted to be Sidious with lightning or Sidious with a lightsaber, or depending on which skin you selected, it would change up their combat style. An alternative Boba skin could be Jango Fett and it would switch his guns and skills up, or perhaps the ability to switch your stance from defensive to offensive so you could be more strategic with your stamina usage. For example, Grievous could switch from 4 arms to 2 arms depending on his stance. Kind of like in Squadrons how you manage your shield and attack power. You could manage your strength and stamina better this way with a little added control. Just a simple button to switch your stances. If you were in an offensive stance, you would deal extra damage but your stamina would drain very quickly. If you are in a defensive stance, you could withstand more damage with added stamina, but would make parrying less efficient because you would deal less damage. I think it would be really cool if every hero or villain had a 4th ability like Anakin's Retribution. Every special skill would have the same requirement as Retribution. You'd have to stay alive long enough and deal enough damage to refill the meter. That way it isn't like Super Smash Bros. With everyone running around and busting their Smash Ball abilities the whole game. It would have to be earned. Also, I think it would be cool if you could customize your hero or villain abilities. In Battlefront 2, you are given a set of 3 abilities to work with. It would be cool if every hero or villain in the game had 6 to 9 abilities. You could truly create a custom experience for your playing style. It would probably take a long time to balance out, and I'm sure people would find game-breaking combos at first, but I think that level of customization is worth the patches in the early game. Maybe remove the card system entirely from the game and put the attention into leveling up your abilities or something. I don't know, something about the whole card system just seemed kind of boring to me, so I'd like to see that whole system done away with and something new added entirely. Other than that, I really like the combat system in Battlefront 2. I think the blocking, dodging, attacking, and stamina systems are all really good. I felt the parrying system was near perfect as it is. Battlefront 2 had a surprisingly complex lightsaber fighting system, and I don't think that most people even understood how deep it goes. So in Battlefront 3, I'd really like to see that continued and maybe expanded upon. In fact, I hope that when Battlefront 3 comes out, I suck with any hero or villain with a lightsaber. I hope that it is complex and difficult to play because it's something that I want to be able to work on and practice and improve over time and really feel like I've earned my skill, as opposed to picking a hero like Luke that has high stamina and high damage and just swing spamming somebody until they die. By the way, this is what I want. I know this wouldn't be very user-friendly for newbies or new people that are getting into the Battlefront series. I understand that making heroes and villains complex isn't the greatest idea for selling copies, but it's just what I personally would like. Before I wrap up the video, let's talk a little bit about the soldiers themselves. Obviously, with new factions added like from Mandalorian or Fallen Order for example, we could get new classes of soldiers added to the mix. For example, some must-adds would be Dark Troopers or the grungy contract hired troopers from Mandalorian, or the Dathomir warriors or purge troopers from Fallen Order. On the protagonist side, you could have the Mandalorians or bounty hunters from the Guild, even Tusken Raiders. I know that that's a reach, but they were on Din's side on that one episode, so who knows? The protagonist side, or the rebels, or the freedom fighters, they're always a little bit lamer, right? They're always just a random mix of humans and aliens. It'd be cool if they could spice it up somehow. As for weapons and new soldier abilities, I'm just not sure. It'd probably be something generic with guns, shields, grenades, and your typical power-ups. It's not super interesting to me, so I don't have a lot of ideas in this area. If you have any ideas in this department, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I know that there are a lot of people that I've played with that actually prefer not playing with heroes or villains. They prefer just being soldiers. They prefer the gun action, the war action. So I totally see you people, and I know that you're out there, so you probably have more of an opinion in this area than I do, so please feel free to share. And before I wrap up this video, I just want to announce that there is a part 2 to this video coming very soon. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing some of the new heroes that I would like to see, or that I think will be in Battlefront 3, and what their abilities might be. And I think that's going to be a really fun subject to talk about, and just really let our imaginations go and just have some creative fun. So I'm really looking forward to that video, so make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for that. So that's going to do it for this video. Please feel free to join the Discord for community fun and content updates. Follow me on Instagram at Star Wars Real Talk. And if you're looking to become strong like a Jedi or powerful like a Sith, consider working one-on-one with me as your coach in a Star Wars themed personal training workout program. The link is in the description. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.